Welcome back to Ringer Tailgate, the Wednesday edition of the show. I'm your host, Tate Frazier, and today we're talking a little Final Four. We got a special guest, Clark Kellogg. The legend is going to join us and talk about what's happening in college basketball and beyond. Maybe get into a little tussle talk as well. We'll get Clark's thoughts, get some wisdom from Clark Kellogg. But first and foremost, let's say what's up to our guys. Van Lathan in studio. What's up, Van?
You know how we do it, guys. Rolling on up. Joel's invention is back in the forefront right now. We raise the roof to start every show.
That's right.
Yeah,
man.
That's right. The Houston Comets. That was
Houston
big news
Comets
this
are
week.
back.
They are back, and they are trying to reclaim their title as the originators of raising the roof. But we both know who it is that did that. It was the great Joel Anderson. Joel, what's up, man?
Hey, man, it was so dope to see Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, and Tina Thompson. They were back at the arena the other night to bring those girls back. I was like, man, that's just, when people, they won the first 4 championships of the WNBA, dog. I feel like nobody had talks, well, maybe because they don't exist anymore, and the WNBA hasn't had a resurgence.
Why did they leave? Can you explain that to people?
They got broke. I think the original ownership group sold to another guy who thought he could do more with it than he could at the time. And so basically, he lost the team and they moved it. I want to say, is that the team that ended up in Connecticut? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that franchise just moved someplace else, right?
The Connecticut Sun.
Right.
The Connecticut Sun, yeah.
The Sun used to be the Orlando Miracle before they were the Connecticut Sun.
So the Houston Comets didn't move anywhere. They just went defunct.
Yeah.
I also, Joel, I don't know if you saw this, and I don't know if this is like an ongoing, like, budding rivalry, or I don't even know, sense of tension between shows here at the Ringer. But I saw that the fantasy show was laughing at the idea that you invented Raise the Roof.
Cackling, cracking up.
Discovered it this past week, and they were laughing at the idea that you thought that you invented Raise the
Roof.
No.
I saw the whole clip. You can't take it out of context on me. And so they ended the clip saying, I think Joel invented Raise the Roof. So, I mean, it ended on that note.
Joel, you're cucking out again.
It is. No, I'm not cucking out at all.
You're cucking out. Joel, you're cucking out again.
You're not going to do that.
It's a clear diss.
Danny and I don't play golf together in a couple weeks.
No. You're cucking out. Because if this was anybody else, if this was a random commenter who was probably a bot, if it was Reddit,
if this was CFB Reddit, it would be on site.
Reddit,
it could be true, but I know Danny.
Have so much smoke.
Danny and Jack asked, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, man.
Oh my God, bro! Yeah. Look, they dissed you.
They dissed you. That's not a diss. They dissed you. You're ruining the artifice behind the show. They had to ask me for permission. I'm just gonna cut all this out so that y'all are not gonna be able to.
This is a clip. This is a response.
No.
It's a response clip.
What I meant when I cut it out in that
you're letting your people down, Joel. Joel, you're letting your people down.
No.
Respond the way that Joel responds.
You don't think you have to tussle the Dannies or Craig?
You can tussle.
Whoa. I was generous and said, please go ahead and run the clip. And now we're gonna go play golf in a couple weeks. Me and Danny. So don't,
Joel,
you know what I'm saying? It don't have to be like that.
Shout out to Heifetz. Shout out to the people. Joel, you scared of them niggas?
No, not at all. No.
It seemed like you, bro. You scared of them?
No,
you scared of Heifetz.
I'm not.
You're afraid of Heifetz.
Again, I'll just show you. I think we talked about doing it during a work day because it's like, because we are coworkers. We're gonna be meeting up with each other. I've never played golf before. You know what I'm saying? I've never even swung.
He's going to play golf with Heifetz now.
Yeah, we're
gonna play golf with me. You're playing golf with Heifetz now.
I invited him.
So wait a minute. Everything is a lie. So Joel called Red CFB a hoe. Threatened Lane Kiffin.
He did some hoe shit.
Lane Kiffin
I said that if Lane Kiffin had a problem with me saying he did hoe shit, he could meet me somewhere to talk about it. Yes.
They directly laughed in your face on the internet.
In your face.
No, they didn't laugh.
At your legacy.
It's
at your legacy.
It's one of those things that, like, if you say it to somebody, it is funny. I understand the comedy and thinking that you work with somebody that invented Raise the Roof, or that somebody claims credit for Raise the Roof. But I am that person. And so, of course, it's sort of hilarious for them to discuss it and think about it in that way. And then after they did it, and they said, oh, yeah, shit, the facts may lean toward the fact that Joel did do it. So we had to take it seriously. I ain't got no problem with him, dog. You can't do that to me.
It seems like there's a thin line between hilarious and hoe shit for you. And that line is an invitation to golf.
Yeah.
No, you know what it is? Danny and I had established a relationship. We had a rapport and had talked before each other in respect and friendship. I didn't know Reddit CFB,
Crazy.
and they still don't know them when they threw when they just wound up my tweet. So So of course I'm just like, who are you to even? If you go back to that clip, you will see that I was like, I don't even know you, bro. You don't even follow me. Like, what do you? Why are you? Right. How do you have?
How many times
have
you met Heifetz before? You and Heifetz had a good relationship before.
The core week.
By the way, I just let you know. I love Heifetz. That's my guy. I love all the fantasy football guys. Team Heifetz. Those are my dudes.
See, I mean, Billy. Well, Billy, why don't you go fight him? You know what I'm saying? Since you so amped.
He didn't diss Billy.
Why don't you go take your ass over there and fight him?
He dissed you. He did.
I know what I'm being dissed. I'll tell you.
Hey, by the way,
look, Ninth Wonder and everybody else in my mentions dissing me. I know what a diss is. I've been dissed.
Oh, Ninth Wonder dissed you.
Ninth Wonder was in there.
That's my man. That's my man.
I just talked to Ninth Wonder.
That's my guy.
That's my
man.
Y'all on some host shit. All of y'all.
Should we get Ninth on and have him?
Yeah, I feel like
I'll call Ninth right now. I'll call Ninth.
I didn't call him a hoe.
That's one of my.
I did not call him a hoe. I think
just called Ninth Wonder a hoe.
With some hoe shit. I said what he said to me.
What did he say, Joe? What did Ninth Wonder say?
Don't you diss?
Do you really want?
Don't you dare? Can I say this real quick?
Do you really want
keep a level of respect when it comes to Ninth Wonder and hip hop? And we rolling it up.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. We just as brothers.
Shout out to little brother. Yep.
But then at the same time, if you don't want to have respect, then it is that too. But what happened with you and Ninth Wonder though?
No, Ninth Wonder is one of dozens of people who have called me dweeb. This old nigga don't know what he's talking about. Do you really want me to recount this whole thing?
When did this happen? How did I miss this?
People are still talking about the Jay-Z GQ interview. Okay. Pressbox ran a clip of me talking about it, and all of a sudden, all these motherfuckers from nowhere, people who just learned Pressbox was a thing, showed up in the comments to be insulting to me and say that I don't know rap. That Jay-Z has, Jay-Z has always said what his opinions about the world because if you listen to his music, it's right in there. All that I'm corny, all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Some dude said, I can tell by your voice that you haven't lived a lifestyle or something like that. And I'm like, nigga, what are you talking about? But anyway, it's just shit like that. And Ninth Wonder was among those people that was going at me in the comments. And I feel like...
What did he say?
Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. What he was, because I want the same grace extended to Ninth. Yeah, that was extended to
that you gave, fantasy guys.
No, I look, me and I
should he invite you to play golf? Is the question.
I would love to play golf with Ninth Wonder.
There's the line.
Yep, there it is, right there.
Yeah. I don't give a shit about golf. I've never played it before,
so you did a video response to the haters as well, which I think was a different level that we've ever seen from Joel. Like usually you just respond to the haters like with your words in the comments, but you did your own video on your story. Attack the haters.
Did. I had to, it was time for me to speak up for myself, man, because people were going people were going after me. Oh, here it is. Here's Ninth Wonder's comments right at the top because I guess he's the most famous person to respond. Wait, man. Wait. I love Mobb Deep. Please tell me the critique of the world record on the infamous ... on Hell on Earth ... on Murder Music ... question mark. And here's where I will intervene to say, if
I think he was just asking a question.
So far, so good.
No. Listen. And if he had watched the other follow-up video, what I said is that, look, I made a mistake. My brain got stuck. I meant to say Public Enemy, Chuck D.
So you got it wrong.
Ice Cube, X-Clan, whatever. I did. In the video, I addressed that.
You did say that. You did say that.
I said at the top before we get to anything else. I was like, if you want to dismiss me because that clip is all you know of my opinion on rap, totally get it. Fuck you. But I totally get it.
Wow.
All right? But anyway, so I'm going to follow up here. Here's what he says. People have the choice to see the world how they see it. And to say Jay doesn't have any records that has critique on the world, ... tells me folks just don't listen.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay. And
I don't think that was like anything personal towards you, Joel.
Yeah,
in retrospect, I'm kind of looking at it. Hold on. Listen.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
All right. Okay, well, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. He wasn't disrespectful like the vast majority of the others.
Oh, he wasn't at all.
You just grouped him in with the others.
Yeah, I think it was more disrespectful. They were
way more disrespectful. They were laughing in your face.
Not in that. Y'all would like it to be that way, but for some reason, since we're supposed to be building a team here, for some reason you all would like to see me humiliated or become a cuck, but it's not gonna happen, dog.
I would not like to see that.
Yeah,
we're just trying to make sure you're fighting the right battles. I think that's
what we need to do. So what we need to do is this. I will invite Ninth Wonder onto the show. Tate knows him too.
Yep.
Invite Ninth Wonder onto the show.
You were talking to Ninth Wonder the other day?
He called me. So Jay Williams said the thing about Duke and Carolina and saying Carolina wasn't a blue blood, right? And then I like quote tweeted it and I was like, here's all the facts as to why that's insane. And then Ninth Wonder was like, we got to talk about this, And then we had a nice conversation, broke bread.
Wow.
He's a Duke guy.
That's a very, what the fuck? Seriously?
So
wow.
We will have Ninth on, and you and Ninth
can
have the Jay-Z debate. You and Ninth can have the Jay-Z debate face-to-face on here.
I would love to do that.
He is a music savant. He is a hip hop savant. It's like so.
We're not having
a basketball savant too. Loves college basketball.
The important thing to note here is that this is not an argument.
That's why I met him. I met him at the Nike leadership situation.
Yeah,
years ago.
He's all over the grass.
Y'all got an IV together, probably. The thing. All right,
niggas do.
Yeah, niggas get an IV. That's right.
Niggas get an IV.
That's
when they sick.
Yeah, that's
little nigga
shit. Nah, that's not it. Nah, you out of touch.
Nigga shit.
You out of touch, brother. You out of touch. People are suffering out here.
People like you.
500,000 black women just got laid off. So you out here getting an IV. You know what I'm saying?
And if they need an IV, they can hit me up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
IVs are everywhere.
No, they're not.
Everybody gets an
IV.
They're
not. Some neighborhoods don't even have fresh fruit. You think every neighborhood got an IV?
Joe, that means I'm not supposed to get the IV.
I didn't
Bitch, you wearing clothes. You got an iPhone. You know how many people can't afford that? Look at your chain.
I didn't say that. I wasn't judging you for going, but what I was saying is that it is an odd thing to do. I don't think I am adamant about this fucking point right here. There is nothing normal about getting sick and thinking that you need to get an IV. I promise you.
It is not to host
normal
a show
behavior.
And be on television.
Okay.
I needed to get like nutrients and shit and
need to get back to life.
The pain relief shit. I had to be on TV. So will you agree to debate on Tailgate with Ninth Wonder over the lyrical content of Jay-Z's music, which you say is barren of any social commentary.
And that wasn't. Yeah. And that okay. Again, that's not even the substance of the argument. The argument is that, again, I know that Jay-Z does have some sort of critique of the world through his music. Like, I've listened to his music long enough. I'm not a fool. I didn't just skim through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for all the people that threw that fucking verse at me, that fucking line at me all week. Motherfuckers, I've heard Renegade. I'm sorry. Just skim through. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that shit. Please don't put that in my comments anymore. It's just so stupid. Anyway.
But Ninth Wonder, by all accounts, was pretty nice in the comments. He just had questions.
Yeah. So I'm saying here, I apologize.
The fantasy guy is not as nice. They were laughing in your face.
No, that's what I'm saying. And he's just letting it roll right off his back. If you had to tussle one of the fantasy guys,
no, I'm not tussling nobody. I'm not tussling no more. I told you I retired. Although I did get the end of my tussling career incorrect. I figured out after this last show.
It wasn't Fats.
It wasn't Fat Count?
It wasn't Fat Count. No, bro.
Really?
Actually,
who was it?
It was civilians. It's funny. I felt like I felt like I was really feeling myself. Like I must have been like 19 years old. I was like 214.
Platt.
You know what I'm saying? Platt. I was rocked up.
They're saying your nickname is Joel Platt, by the way. Like when you do college football, we're gonna call you Joel Platt.
I like that. I can laugh at myself. That's what I'm saying. So even if Heifetz and them were laughing, I can laugh at myself. Not a big deal.
I like Joel Platt as a nickname, though. Like when you get in college football mode, we're like, here's Joel Platt.
That's what's up. I do that.
Continue. Sorry, didn't mean to.
What were we talking about?
The civilians that ended your tussling career.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, why you stopped tussling?
For some reason, I was in Austin for the weekend. So it's me and my dog, and then it's funny. My homeboy from high school, and we always just said, man, we're gonna go hang out with the white boys because that's just something we didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Normally we out on our side of town doing our thing.
Ross, we were gonna be, Dan, Dave.
Yeah, right. No, actually, so this is I'm gonna say y'all names: Andy, Chris, and Muppet. You know what I'm saying?
Muppet.
The Muppet was there. Yeah. So anyway, and so we just said we're gonna hang out with the white boys. You know what I'm saying? So I remember. Oh, this is why. Oh shit. We went to a football game at the University of Texas. So anyway, we getting amped up. You know what I'm saying? We hanging out in a dorm room, and the white boys step out. You know what I'm saying? They talking shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, motherfucker, man, y'all can't fuck with me, dog. I don't know what y'all think is going on. We just talking shit because that's just how we talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? When you got a lot of testosterone, as Clark Kellogg is going to mention later in the show, you got a lot of testosterone
or dispute. Yeah.
Or yeah, it depends on how you look at it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Anyway, and so they would talk. We're just goofing around, bro. And I'll never forget. Somehow I grabbed all three of the motherfuckers and dropped them on the couch at the same time. Damn, and I was like, man, I fuck around, hurt somebody, bro. I was like, I can't actually wrestle with civilians either. I wasn't gonna wrestle football players no more because I was done with that. I mean, just after a while, there's no need in wrestling everybody. You know what I'm saying? You wrestle enough people, and I assume the freshmen probably started doing that shit. Anyway, the point is that yeah.
What was the point?
What the fuck just happened, bro? Joel.
So that was your last tussle.
That was
Joel. This never happens to you,
bro.
You always get you tell these stories so well, and they always come to an interesting, slightly odd point. And this one you just tapped out on. What the fuck happened, bro?
No, I mean I think I somehow had grabbed all those motherfuckers up, dumped them on the couch, and I was like, damn,
hold
bro.
On.
I was kind of strong.
This is you.
Three guys. Wait a second.
Yeah. Wait a second. So the last tussling was essentially an episode of Blacked.
Shut up. You see? Okay. I mean, again, Jaden Ivey, calm down. Okay.
No, I'm just saying. So it was.
It
a
sounds like you
bang.
could do this to the fantasy guys. You could take all three. And
Yeah.
Anyway, it was
okay.
It was funny because I was like, I didn't remember the timeline of events of tussles in my life, and I don't remember all of them, but I remember most of them because it did not happen.
How many tussles did you say you've had
in my whole life?
How many tussles? No, just how many tussles?
Did you wrestle when you were 8 years old? You wrestled your friends or whatever? Does that count too?
Forget about that.
All the
modern tussles in the modern era. Let's see. Post 16 tussles. Post Brandy. Tussles. Okay. Shit. Think about how many tussles.
Yeah. PB post Brandy.
I'm going to be, oh man, at least 30. I mean, I guess. You wrestle, you wrestle somebody in high school, you wrestling, 30, 50, I don't know, it wasn't that many.
Oh, 30 to 50 is a big difference.
Yeah.
Somewhere, some shit doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you just grab a motherfucker and push him up against the locker. Hey man, I told you stop, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you a bully?
I mean, sometimes. Yeah.
Have we started the show? Oh
yeah, did we?
Yeah, this is our lead into Clark Kellogg. We just need a little tussle talk to get people, set up.
We got Clark coming up. Look, I will say this though, the Knife Wonder thing is serious. I want.
We need to.
Brothers to be on the same page, man.
Oh yeah, no wait, hold on. I would love to meet Knife Wonder. I'm a big fan of it. But can I just say the one thing though? I'm not gonna. Knife Wonder would kick my ass when it comes to analyzing the music or whatever, so on and so forth. My point is that Jay-Z, his music came out a long time ago. Okay, he is a mogul and a businessman. He is more than just a rapper now, okay, for better or worse. He's decided to make himself that person. He wants to take credit for helping to gentrify Brooklyn. He's the one that ran Rock Nation when they got hit with a class action.
He brought the Nets to Brooklyn.
He brought the Nets to Brooklyn too. But he's the one that ran the company that faced a class action suit from their employees saying they wouldn't get paid a livable wage. He's the one that sold his stake in Tidal. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that sat down at the dinner with Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. I want to hear him talk about that. You know what I mean?
You want to hear Jay-Z talk about it?
Yeah,
I want to hear Jay-Z talk about
that. Yeah.
So that was my.
So you would like?
Yeah, I want to update.
You would like to hear an interview where Jay-Z addresses directly some of the criticisms about him.
Yeah. I thought Frazier did a fine job, and
Frazier's great.
Yeah, Frazier's great.
Joe, like if you want to come tomorrow, me and Frazier are doing the thing there, Tate. And if you're feeling well, me and Frazier and Sean Dickinson, we're doing the thing tomorrow.
Yeah. Look at y'all, man. All right, dog. Look at y'all, man. LA. Y'all this ain't gonna happen. First of all, Tate's sick. He's not gonna go. This is gonna be.
I'm not even going to the Final Four. I'm so sick. I'm not flying out there.
Tate's playing sick today, man. He's fighting hard.
Whatever it takes.
He's gonna be on the box tomorrow too.
That's what you would want to see from Jay-Z. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I don't feel like Knight's going to defend him in that sense. He's just basically saying, "Look at the music." You know, he definitely had some messaging.
I don't think it was my best clip, but I also think that like if people had listened to what I said after that, in which I clarified a few things and then tried to flesh out the argument longer, which is that I'm a big Jay-Z fan. I've listened to his music. I've heard some of what he thinks about the world, but a lot has happened since then. And
I think the best clip was you asking Brian Curtis his favorite Jay-Z album. That was my favorite clip.
What did
Curtis say?
He was just like, man, too many to choose from.
I mean, man.
Jay-Z? No Jay-Z for Curtis?
Man, bro.
I expected Curtis to have some Jay-Z.
I mean, do you think so? Tate, you know this better than Van and I would. Do white guys that sit around listening to Jay-Z like at a certain age are like 22, 23 years old?
I don't know about now, but like when I was coming up, I mean, I was 10 when the Black Album came out, and like that was, that was pretty big.
Okay.
At the 40/40 Club, ESPN on the screen, that felt like a moment for the 10-year-old whites.
Okay, all right.
But I don't know
where
we
imagine Tate. Tate was like that little white dude from CB4. Remember that scene? Remember that scene in CB4? Hey, Dad, suck on this. Straight out of low cash, you crazy motherfucker named Dad Mike. That was
the first album I bought like on my own at Walmart was Welcome Back, Mace. Mace is my favorite rapper. So
man, Mace is cold, man. I love Mace too.
Mace
man.
the man.
Yeah, Mace is dude. Yeah.
I love Dipset.
By the way, if you guys haven't seen that scene in CB4, that's one of the funniest.
I gotta look it back up.
So the Phil Hartman, rest in peace to Phil Hartman before you get to
R.I.P.
Yeah, he's a legend.
He's like the governor of the state or a senator or something like that. And he's trying to get something to rile people up to support his campaign. He needs a cause, whatever. So his son runs into the thing. Y'all put the clip down here if y'all want to. His son runs into the thing. He's like, Dad, come see CB4. Come see CB4. And his dad is on the phone. And then the son looks at the dad and goes, Yo, Dad, why you always play me like a fucking sucker? And he grabs his dick at his dad. And then he goes, straight out of low cash, a crazy motherfucker named Dad Mike. And he starts rapping. And then Phil Hartman's eyes get big. And he's like, that's the hook. The little white kids are in the CB4. It's so funny to me every time. You never seen that movie before, Tate?
No, I need to watch that. I need to get on that.
I need to watch it again because I've only watched it once since I watched it. So that's 30 almost 35 years ago, man. I need to.
We went to the movies myself.
We need to go check that out.
I was old. Yeah, but I mean, Black Album was an album that I played when I was like a professional. Like that song came out. I was old. I'm older than y'all, so of course.
I was in college. I was in college when it dropped. Almost, maybe out of college. Wait, actually out. That was 2004, was it not?
2003.
2003, yeah.
Changed clothes and all that came out 2003.
Yeah.
Changed clothes sucks.
Yeah, but
the Black Album is my favorite Jay-Z album.
Feel,
Changed clothes sucks.
Yo, Changed Clothes felt nice at the time, though.
Like, it did. It kind of. It felt nice at the time.
It was a commercial song.
They were so like The Rock and everything that they were doing over there. It was so fly and cosmopolitan and all of that. And they had the models in the video. Damon, Jay had the street stuff, but there was also this elegance to their ministry and method and the whole deal. It was
bringing the fashion into it too.
Yeah, it was like it was fine dining hip hop almost, particularly at that point because Jay was such a big deal, and so Changed Clothes was that. But like everything after that, like nigga Lucifer.
Allure is my favorite joint.
Lucifer is when I started learning about like secret
Allure is my
societies
one, and Lucifer is my two. Strangely enough, like those are my favorite. The two
Threat.
favorite songs. Threats.
No, it's not
What's
Threat.
Threats Pimp.
This is Threats Pimp.
Yeah, this is Threats Pimp. Yeah. Justify My
So
Thug.
You like Jay Justify My Thug Sucks. You like
I
and I don't know.
It a little bit. Go ahead.
You like Jay-Z.
Oh, I'm a huge Jay-Z. I'm a huge fan of Jay-Z's music. Yeah. I mean, dog, when I was coming up where I'm from, I would throw in Cuff Up Along where I'm from. Marcy son, I'd say a Cuff Up Along where I'm from, Most City son. Like that's how I liked East Coast rap in the South when it was corny to like East Coast rap. Like if you kind of like that like Wu-Tang shit, people thought you were kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Because Texas was just a different vibe. That's when the screw music was out. You know what I'm saying? And we were more like New Orleans bounce, whatever at that time. Or even some of the Memphis sounds. So so I like Jay-Z when niggas were like, man, don't play that whack shit in our car, dog. All the East Coast shit. No, people didn't want to hear that in 96, 97 in Texas.
See, in North Carolina, like everybody liked New York rap. I felt like that was a big thing. So it just translated down.
You know what Texas is? Because Texas doesn't want to be
Texas like DJ Screw, like
Pimp
C,
but no, Texas doesn't want to be like New York. You know what I'm saying? Like we're one of the states that's like, man, fuck y'all, New York. We Texas. I don't think North Carolina has that kind of approach to the world.
No, I think they're connected. Like Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn. So we're connected.
Y'all can share him, and it feels like pleasant. But like if he moved to Texas, Texas would be. Or he'd be
also Frank Lucas from North Carolina goes up to New York. American gangster. We got some connections.
The more southern you get down to Louisiana, you have
Deep South is different.
Yeah, it's like you got your own culture, your own sound. Like the food is hyper unique. Everything is hyper unique to that thing. Yeah. Not saying that doesn't exist, but like where we're from, we listen to everything on the East Coast. We listen to everything on the West Coast, but we wasn't dressing like nobody. We wasn't rapping like nobody. We had the way that we rapped, the way that we sounded, and it was fine. And people loved it. So like nobody was trying to rap like they was in the Wu-Tang Clan or anything like that. We love the
like
Wu-Tang Clan.
Fushnikins. Yeah, like people would be laughing at you on the Fushnikin, and they do now too. And I love Fushnikins, but down in the South, it was like, man, no one with that fast rapping shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they thought it was corny, for lack of a better term. Not everybody. I don't want to, say everybody felt that way, but that was the general sense.
My dad came to me one time and was like, Shaq rapping. I was like, what? You ain't heard this? It was like, Shaq did a song with the F.U. Snickens. I was like, what? He's like, he did a song with the F.U. Snickens. He got a rapper. He rapping now. Man. I want to hear what he's talking about.
See, I love Shaq and Kazam, like that was like
I was a huge Shaq fan too as a kid, man. When he was in Blue Chips, I was just like
Blue Chips on
Bordeaux. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
man.
Shaq the man. All right. Well, this was fun. So we the olive branch between you and Ninth Wonder is happening.
Yeah.
Right. Got to get that.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the Final Four. Clark Kellogg is coming on.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want? You completely back down from the fantasy football guys?
No, man.
Billy's upset about that. Billy thought that you would fight
Billy.
I'm friends because not a problem. Not a problem. Have a
because
with them.
The fact that you treated them significantly worse than you've treated Billy over the course of this podcast.
That is true. And Billy's on the show.
Anything that Billy says, like you kind of hone in on it and try to make a big deal out of it.
No.
Meanwhile, they completely dissed you and then put it out in the clip.
Have you been watching a lot of
Housewives
specials or something? You're very messy today.
You're being messy.
No, you're being very messy.
He's turned into Vandy Cohen.
He's also
he's I like that. I like that.
You being messy today, man.
Nah,
trying to start shit.
Joel's also worse on the text, honestly, than he is on the show. Like the stuff that he stirs on the text, where he just calls me flat out liars and starts making stuff up with guest bookers, is like wild.
Wait. What are you saying?
Joel and Allison were teaming up on Billy. That wasn't.
Yeah.
The text bros we were talking about that.
Allison knows the truth. Allison knows the truth, man. She knows you, dog, from your old shop. So everybody's in love with Billy now. And also, I get it. It's more fun to align against me. I understand. No, I understand.
You were aligning against Billy.
Yeah, we're a team here. I thought that we were a team here.
I thought we were Fantastic Four.
Yeah, exactly right. And
I'm telling you, I'm giving you information on where my alliances are. I'm telling you, like, hey, look, I know fantasy football. We good. That's good. They shared me to their audience.
I'm with the Fantasy Four instead of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, people are very complimentary. I have a good relationship with them. Now, who are the other people that I'm supposed to be having beef with?
Nah, nobody. But
Ninth Wonder?
We're trying to come to have your back with this whole fantasy.
Nah, not really.
Not
really.
We were gonna fight with you.
I told you no.
Yeah,
no,
and then you're just going to that side. So it seems like it's the 4 of you against the 3
Then you started trying to fight one of our friends of the show.
Nah.
It actually feels like for some reason you clicked up with them, and I'm trying to figure out why when it was a clear diss.
No, it wasn't a clear diss at all. It was fine. They showed me respect. And if watch the clip and watch the whole clip.
Taking that as respect is
having the perspective of knowing that I gave them permission to run that clip. Also, it would seemingly diffuse all of this.
It feels like a shame kink,
No,
it does. It feels like. So I want to know from the audience, because maybe I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
With the way
I can help you.
with the way that Joel has responded to any minuscule, microscopic perceived slight over the run of this particular pod, right?
You're inflating that, but that's fine.
Reddit CFB, whoever's on, like Joel puts a clip out, people talk about it. Joel makes a video addressing commenters and people talking about the fact, just come back on the next pod. Come back on the next pod and be like, yo, I didn't mean to say LL Cool J.
We're not gonna be able to talk about that on Press Box again. That's not out. You think we just told you that Brian didn't even have a favorite Jay-Z song? You think we're gonna circle back and talk about Jay-Z on our show again?
I hope so.
But yet, in this situation, it seemed like you didn't. Maybe I'm wrong. It seemed like the energy wasn't kept. Yeah. But I would like to have the fantasy guys on the podcast as well. Let's bring them on.
Okay.
Let's bring the fantasy guys on there and talk about this and talk about how, they could dish you and get away with it.
Nah, they
all
didn't
of the
diss
people
me.
in our
But they didn't diss me.
Daddy Heifetz and Daddy Kelly.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if that's what y'all want to call them, if that's what y'all want y'all situation to be,
you were calling him Big Daddy.
You can't do that. No, man.
You
can't.
Call him Big Daddy.
Nah.
Big Daddy Heifetz.
No, it don't.
Big Daddy Heifetz, bro.
It don't work on me, dog. That don't work
Big
on me.
Daddy Heifetz. It don't matter if it works.
I have a strong constitution.
Hey, you know what? Calling Jay-Z a capitalist don't work on him. Don't mean it's not true. And it's the same thing with you. Like you, Big Daddy Heifetz. That's the deal. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what y'all want to call him, man. It sounds like y'all want to click up with him. To be honest, it sounds like y'all like how they.
I thought it was up.
You thought y'all.
We were trying to clip up. We were trying to take your back. Yeah,
you were titillated
I thought it was
idea. You guys were titillated by the idea that I was being insulted. You couldn't wait to tell me.
I think you were titillated that they let you decide what clip goes.
And you guys go, you ready to laugh at me? And then when I said, "Nah, let me give you the context."
Joe.
Then y'all are like, "Oh, you being a bitch about it." But but I have it right here. Y'all are not gonna gaslight.
Joe, can I tell a quick story before we go? This is the quick story. Okay. So, my homeboy Ryan, okay, he is just uncommonly good at sports video games. I don't know why. We're all good, but Ryan, he's just unbeatable at the sports video game, right? So, one time we're all playing NBA 2K, and this is on the Dreamcast. This is the first
shout out to
NBA
Sega.
2K. Shout out to Sega. This is on the Dreamcast. Like Raise the Roof. Yeah, this is on the Dreamcast. Bro, we had the Dreamcast. We had all kinds. See, y'all tussled. We play video games.
We did video games too. I play video games all the time too. We had time for everything.
That was tussle time.
We play people.
Y'all
tussle
video games. After tussle, y'all smoking a cigarette, play some Star Fox or something like that.
Y'all don't notice that this is Jaden Ivey up here.
So we're playing. So Ryan and my man Justin are playing. They're playing Dreamcast, and it's the Portland Trailblazers Justin has against Ryan has the Spurs. So this is the Portland team with Scotty and Arvydas Sabonis and all of those guys, like really good Portland team against Tim Duncan and them. Ryan's probably gonna win. He got the Spurs. First quarter of the game, Tim Duncan gets hurt. Okay, he's out. Tim Duncan gets hurt, and we all laugh. That's funny. Tim Duncan is out for and then we look at the status and it says Duncan out for the game, right? Out for the game. And we know that there's an opportunity for Justin here because of Ryan's reputation of being the best player. What happens in this game is Arvydas Sabonis ends up scoring 50 points and has 17 rebounds, and the Blazers win.
Oh, man.
All right. Just beast, because there's no dunking. There's nothing you can do. There's no fucking dunking. He goes crazy. He just we continue to come back to this because Ryan had the reputation of being the best player. And so because he had the reputation of being the best player, anything that befell him was hysterical. You have the reputation of being somebody who don't take no shit. I'm talking about
Zero.
You get mad. You screamed at us over Reddit CFP. You basically called us hoes.
You got MJ mentality.
Y'all were in there with him. I mean, y'all were in there with him.
Y'all
thought that shit was y'all thought it was hilarious.
Except for some reason in this situation with Heifetz, you've chosen the road less traveled. And we're not letting you live that down. Just like if me, Ryan, and Justin are on the phone right now,
right,
I'm going to put pictures of Arvydas Sabonis in the chat. And it's going to get to Ryan years and years ago. I'm saying it's the same thing. You have set your reputation as the draconian slight nigga. And for some reason, Heifetz made you back off of it. We can't explain why.
We need a gif of Heifetz laughing.
Yeah. The problem is that you guys have me all wrong.
Daddy Heifetz.
That's the problem. I'm a very easy to get along with person. I don't have very many beefs in the world.
What?
Yeah, I don't. I really don't.
We had an episode titled "The 12 Disciples."
I mean, because again, it's funnier to paint me in this way.
Didn't you tell us you were at Wegmans 2 days ago? You said, "Come meet me here right now. I'm with my son."
Yeah, well, I was joking, but I was there with my son. I had to take him out early to the man. It's funny. Somebody saw me. And they tweeted at me on Blue Sky. They were like, "Yo, were you at the National Arboretum on Sunday with your son?" They skeeted at me.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Did they see you at the National Arboretum?" And I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." I mean, it was nice, that the person saw me. Also, he saw me in like a montage moment because I was taking my son to look at the cherry blossoms and shit. So it probably looked like I was a very good dad. So I was like, "Man, I just kind of how you hope somebody sees you in public." You know what I'm saying?
Just real quick.
That's sweet.
All right. Yeah. Seriously, move on real quick. I just really wanted an excuse to tell the story about Tim Duncan's one of the funniest moments in my life. But I just legitimately went into Twitter and just typed in Joel Anderson hoe. You called somebody a hoe on February 16th.
I mean, that was last month.
A hoe on February 8th. You call somebody a hoe on April 6th.
Hold on.
2024. You call somebody a hoe on January 19th. You're the one scared to share your face and name, but I get it. You're a hoe. I hope you die slow.
Okay. I don't know if it's necessary to read
somebody.
Okay, wait, bro. Hey, we gotta cut this out of here. What y'all doing?
Bro, you tweeted somebody December 9th, 2025. I will. Oh, ass quitters. That tweet. This is so much funnier. You love basketball, hate black people. Why don't you stick to hockey with your whole ass? That's
what year was that?
That's this year.
Oh man.
Just all of this stuff.
All these tweets. I don't think I did all that.
Bro, you did, bro. I'm looking at it right now.
I can't find all of examples of me saying "ho."
I'm looking at it right now. These are
the best part is you don't remember.
Look at this tweet about Biscuit Boom.
Calling people.
Hey man,
calling people.
At Bomani Jones at Van Lathan had me rolling this morning. My man by Joel Anderson get a bad rap. People see through y'all, Doug.
All right,
who tweeted that,
bro?
Biscuit Boom.
All right, thanks, Biscuit. He sounds like a tailgater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a gator. All right, let's raise the roof before we get to Clark Kellogg. Yeah,
that was a fun deep dive right there. Joel, you're a good sport for that. Let's talk to a better sport now. Let's talk to Clark Kellogg about the Final Four college basketball. That's coming up right after the break. All right, as promised at the top of the show, we're talking Final Four and college basketball as a whole. And joining us now is the legend himself, Clark Kellogg. Clark, thanks so much for coming on Tailgate. And how you doing on this Final Four weekend?
Oh, I'm terrific, guys. Great to be with you, Tate, Joe, Van. Good to hang out. All good. The first 2 weeks have been terrific. This tournament never disappoints. It always delivers. It's just a matter of what flavor do you like, but it gives everybody something to enjoy. And I'm looking forward to the finale in Indianapolis. 3 more games, and we'll crown a worthy champion on Monday night.
A lot of people were looking forward to Duke being in the Final Four, Cam, Boozer. How big of a disappointment is it to not have the Blue Devils in there? You know, they lost in a shocking way.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, I had pushed them all the way through based on how they had played and dominated most of that game on Sunday. And then lo and behold, they did just enough to help UConn come back. I don't want to take anything away from UConn, but you give up a 19-point lead in a game that you're handling, you got to help that team come back. And Duke did. They turned the ball over. They missed some free throws, and Braylon Mullins makes a huge shot. So it's not terribly disappointing to me because we've still got a great Final Four. I mean, it's indicative of what the tournament can be like. I mean, the line is thin. I mean, they're right there about to head to Indy, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're not. And so we've got UConn, Illinois. We've got Michigan, Arizona on the other side. So I accept whatever the tournament gives us. So I'm not deflated from the standpoint of how I feel for particularly Caden Boozer and the team. But other than that, I accept whatever unfolds, and looking forward to the 4 teams that are going to be there.
You know, Clark, one of our co-hosts up here is a big North Carolina guy. Like he's part of the Carolina mob, you know. And we had our
It's a family, Joel. It's not a mob.
It's a family. It's about family.
Wow.
UNC family. That's
Tough.
right. And so last week when we had this show and we were talking about possible coaches to take over for Hubie Davis, he mentioned the names Tommy Lloyd and Dusty May, 2 guys that are going to be in the Final Four this weekend.
Right.
Tell me, if you're them, is that a job that you would actually consider, considering you've already shown you can be in the Final Four where you're at?
You know, Joe, both of those places are great basketball places, and I'd be hard-pressed to think that North Carolina would be better than either one of those spots. But for some people, it might, depending on where you are in your career, what scratches your itch. I mean, I can't call that for other people. And I'm much a guy who would rather bloom where planted if I was in that space. So I don't see where it would be a try. I mean, it is North Carolina. But Michigan's in a great conference. It's a great school. They've got, I mean, Arizona's a terrific basketball school and an unbelievable climate. I mean, again, I just don't see if that is realistic from where I sit. But, you know, crazy things happen in the space of coaching. So we'll see where they land as far as the Tar Heels' next coach. But I'd be hard-pressed to see it being something that either one of those guys would want to jump into.
It's unfortunate
Clark,
that
Joel is like Tate is trying to contain his emotions
he's
right now.
Right
You heard Tate. Look at Tate.
No.
Tate, like guys, Tate.
I'm upset for Arizona fans. I'm upset for
he was-
Arizona fans that this is all the talk going into the Final Four. They get to their first Final Four since 2001, and now everyone's talking about if their head coach is going to be there. I think that's a little ridiculous. So, Clark, just talking about that matchup, Michigan, Arizona. Everyone's kind of done the classic de facto national championship game. I think that's a bridge too far. But as far as the matchup of these front courts, Arizona obviously has been incredible all season long. Michigan, there's really no team that can match up with those guys. Like, how excited are you to see this matchup, and what do you expect to see in this game?
Well, clearly there's only room for one game on the top of the marquee, and that clearly is this game. I mean, you can't deny that. These have been the 2 most dominant teams all season long. However you want to slice results and statistics, these 2 teams have clearly been the most dominant teams in college basketball, and they're going to play in the semifinals. We've got tremendous front courts across the board in college basketball this year. I mean, there were a ton of them out there, and we've got 4 of them in the Final Four. I mean, Terrence Reed has been as dominant as any big guy in the country. He's got Caravan on that front line with him. But this matchup between the Wildcats and Wolverines is one that's one you salivate about on paper. I mean, both teams don't have any real weaknesses. Both teams are physically imposing. Both teams are dynamic and athletic. Both teams are very well coached. I mean, you can go right down whatever list that you want to check in terms of a championship caliber basketball team, and both of these teams have what it takes. So I just hope they play up to the level that they've shown, and that they give us the kind of game that would be memorable. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to how this is going to unfold, in large measure because Charles Barkley has called this the Arizona Invitational. And I would love to see him have to squirm if the Wolverines take care of business. He's a little nervous about it because he's watched Michigan play. And when we're off air, he's talking about, man, Clark, I tell you, those Wolverines scared me. I said, you should be scared. And I'm a Big Ten guy. You know, you guys, I went to Ohio State, and I'm Buckeye through and through, but I'm also Big Ten through and through. And I wouldn't mind seeing a all Big Ten final on Monday. I'd like to see the Big Ten end its 25-year championship drought. And I think they've got two teams in the Final Four that could very well end up being the champion on Monday night.
You know, the other game features Illinois and UConn. And, you know, UConn, we talked about the win over Duke. After the win, Dan Hurley went viral. He went viral for what looked like a headbutt to a ref. And, you know, it looked kind of gangster. Half his coat is down. He gets in the ref's face for a headbutt. It's been controversial, Clark. There are a lot of people that are saying, you know, there hasn't been any swift penalty against him, and how we treat officials in the sport is so heavily scrutinized. And a lot of people are saying, had that been a black coach, that image would have been a lot different in terms of the way that it was received. Do you have any thoughts on how Hurley is as a coach and that particular incident and why it's not making these gigantic waves and having all of these think pieces written about it?
Yeah, a couple of things. One, I didn't actually see what transpired Sunday. Is that something that happened after the game? I mean,
it was a different camera angle. It wasn't during the broadcast. It was like a separate camera angle that got leaked. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that because I actually, once we got done.
Oh, okay.
I did not see that. I've heard about it, but I haven't been on social. I've actually been kind of away from my phone in that regard. So I haven't seen it. As far as his coaching style, his style isn't for everybody, but I love Danny Hurley. I love his authenticity, his pat. I don't care for his antics all the time. I don't care for how he goes about displaying his emotions, but I have great respect for what he gets out of his players, how he cares for his players. I'm not a big demonstrative guy when it comes. I think coaches should have a certain level of comportment when you're coaching, but I also understand the variety of personalities. So I'm not gonna disparage the fact that I don't prefer his style with the coach, with the officials, but I appreciate how he coaches his program and his players. And I also enjoy his candor and how good he is with the media. He's interesting. He's entertaining. He's highly successful. He's very intense. His style can be off-putting, especially as it relates to his how he sometimes treats the officials. I think that should be reeled in. But we all have some flaws. To me, coaching is about leading and developing. And how you do that, there are a lot of different ways to do that. Parenting is the same way. There are different ways. There should be some common ground in how you coach and parent if you're about developing the people entrusted to your care. And as long as you're doing that, your methods, as long as they aren't abusive, I can deal with the different styles of personality and intensity and so forth. And that's where I land on Danny.
Well, Clark, as a former great player and also the father, I think both of your kids played D1 basketball, right?
Yep, and our daughter played D1 volleyball.
That's right. Our daughter played. Yes, that's right. So the one thing I've thought about that, to follow up on that, is that, because, haven't seen been on sidelines and coaches are losing their temper and yelling at you, doing that other stuff. I've always thought it was sort of unfair because we asked the players to be composed. The coaches asked players to be composed in moments of intensity and when games are tight and everything. So did that bother you, like, even before you saw it in Hurley? Like, do you remember?
Oh, yeah. Very much so. I mean, the example as a leader, as an adult, I think you should always set an example. And if you're asking young people to adhere to certain standards, then you need to hold yourself to those standards as well. And your personality is your personality, but I think at some points you have to tamp down what's your personality for the greater good. I mean, I can't be a nut when I've got kids that are playing a sport and draw attention to myself, even though I might be frustrated about something. At some point, there's a level of self-control I think all leaders should exercise. I'm not saying dismiss your personality. I'm saying recognize the bigger picture and have a level of perspective about the example your role requires from you as a coach, teacher, leader, parent, whatever it might be. So again, that style, I'm never going to endorse losing your mind because that's how you are. I'm not going to endorse that. I understand that is part of different personalities, but I will never endorse or advocate that because I do believe there's a level of self-control that you can exercise to change that for the greater good.
I have a question. This draft is stacked. This is a stacked draft. There are different types of players, different styles of players. No one can seem to agree, which is normally not the case in a stacked draft, and who the clear number one player in the draft is. To you, Clark, who is the clear number one player in the draft?
I was having this conversation with Charles and Kenny, and me and Charles landed on Caleb Wilson, if he's healthy, and Kenny landed on DeBonsa, which I find to be, though it would be between those two. For me, Peterson is special, but I always go back to something my late dad used to say fairly often. Good big is better than good little if everything is equal.
Okay.
And both Wilson and DeBonsa are bigger than Peterson. I love the fact that you made note of it, Van. It is a deep draft. A lot of teams are going to get players that can help them win for a long time. But if you're talking top pick, I'd be wrestling with DeBonsa and Caleb Wilson.
Well, what do you think about Boozer as a prospect then? Because that's something we talked about last show.
He doesn't have the same upside. I love him because he does everything you need a player to do to win. He's physical, he's tough, he's got good instincts, great IQ. He's going to become a better shooter if he works at it, and he's won everywhere he's been. But I see him as a really strong complementary piece at the pro level, not necessarily a franchise piece. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, I didn't see Jalen Brunson doing what he's doing. I knew he'd be a good pro. There's a number of guys. I didn't see Con Knipple doing what he's doing in Charlotte. I liked him, but he's about to be ROI, and I didn't see it coming. So there's a lot of, there's art and science involved in drafting guys, and sometimes you get surprised on the downside or upside. But I'd be wrestling between Wilson and DeBonsa, I think, if I was in somebody's war room.
I think that's a good point. And just looking at the Final Four, I mean, Keaton Wagler with Illinois, Braden Burries, Koa Pete, Yaxel Lindeborg, right? Braylon Mullins, Terrace Reed, as you mentioned before. Like, which one of those guys are you most excited to see in that setting?
All of them, actually, because I haven't seen any. I did Arizona. I had one game in Arizona back in January. So I saw those guys in person, which was great. But the other teams I've only seen by watching film. So being able to see them in person is going to be great. So I'm looking forward to all of it from that standpoint.
And as far as like college, go ahead, Van.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Tate.
I was just gonna say, as far as college basketball viewership, Clark, I mean, you look at some of this, there's some of the numbers that are coming out, averaging around 10.3 million viewers, most since 1993. There was a talk that was happening for quite some time about college basketball being dead. A lot of people were tuning out. Transfer portals ruining the sport. I think it's better than ever right now, and it's getting more viewers in the NBA on a consistent basis at this point. So when you talk about college basketball and kind of where it sits right now, how do you feel about where the sport sort of stands, and how impressed are you by 19 million people watch Braylon Mullins hit that shot? I mean, this sport continues to deliver when you talk about ratings and everything else.
No question about it, Tate. The game between the lines, between that 94 by 50 foot box, is as good as it's ever been in terms of competition, talent, NIL, certainly as chaotic and crazy as it is off the court and unsustainable. We will get it reeled in at some point, I believe. But as crazy as it is off the court, it has enhanced what's between the lines because it's allowed teams to be better and older, and marginal NBA prospects have chosen to take advantage of NIL money and stay in school
like
and
Yaxel.
become better college players. And there are more of them, and they're spread out across more teams. So I don't think anybody who's being objective would not agree with what you just said, that the game between the lines is really good. And the tournament has shown that, the regular season has shown that, and obviously the ratings are showing that as well.
Well, you know what then? Why? This is what I'm saying. What is actually wrong then? People seem to love they're watching these games. The state of the game seems to be healthy. Like guys that would have left years before, taking a chance to be in a second round pick or whatever, are saying, well, I'll actually stick around and I'll play basketball again. So I guess when people talk about, oh, college sports is in disarray or whatever, but like, what is actually the problem if the product is better, the players seem happy, and they've got a lot more options, and people are sticking around? Like, what's actually wrong?
Well, Joe, I would only say that the concern I have with the multiple transfers is that the exchange of education for athletic ability, that's going to end up not being what it should be for the vast majority of the players. We know a very small percentage of college players, no matter how good they are in college, will not play pro. And clearly being able to monetize your name, image, and likeness, take advantage of revenue share, maybe get a real head start financially. For the very select few, it might be life-changing money, but for the vast majority, it will not be. And if you leave the exchange piece of the education off the table, then I think you do yourself a disservice. And that's the concern I have. I don't like kids being able to bounce multiple times, just from the standpoint that it's not really conducive to developing in most cases. Now, I'm not going to say there aren't exceptions, but in general, I'm in favor of NIL. It's long overdue. There was no reason if you earned a college athletic scholarship that you should be penalized because you're on scholarship in regards to monetizing your name, image, and likeness. But I know for me and for the vast majority of my college teammates who didn't get to the NBA, my education experience, not just going to class, my education experience changed my life. Changed my life. And I know what education can do, and it's more guaranteed than perhaps any other vehicle to change your life. Our three children are college graduates because I was one.
Right.
And I know that kind of impact is available. And for many of these kids, their athletic ability is the opportunity to get that piece. And I just don't like to see that dismissed for a transactional bag of money.
Wow. Take that, Joel. Okay. So so Joel has, so we have you have to settle an argument for us here. What's your opinion on the college player that goes and gets drafted, tests the waters in the NBA for a little while, in the G League or something, then comes back to college? I think that this is incredibly destabilizing and in some ways competitively unfair. Joel loves it. Joel thinks you should be able to be 31,
come back
3-4 years in the league, and come back to college.
College basketball, the problem for years was that, again, they didn't have enough good players. People didn't like the quality of the game. It was like, how about we get some older dudes who make it the gym out of class?
It's never a problem.
It's a good debate, but there are rules. Actually, there are rules in place, and we've had a couple of cases where guys have gone to the pros and tried to come back. They got favorable rulings from judges that were biased towards their particular institute. This is not a trend. There are rules on the books that give you a finite time and window of what college eligibility is. These are outliers, what you saw. It's not going to be a trend. And it shouldn't be.
Okay.
You don't have to go to college. Nobody makes you go to college. You can actually bide your time, play on the playground. You can do anything you want if you want to be a pro. You don't have to go to college. And when you go to college, you don't have to leave. But if you leave because you think you're a pro and it don't work, you want to find something else to do.
sometimes coaches make you leave though. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about the story.
Nobody.
I'm talking Trayvon Duval. The story of Trayvon Duval.
No. You always have options and choices, Joel. Okay. You know that.
Okay. All right. I feel like sometimes coaches. Remember there was that couple years at Duke where a couple of guys got pushed out maybe before they were ready because they had to make way for the next, freshman.
No, there is some of that goes on clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly. And kids have been run away from schools for different reasons.
Yeah.
Maybe they get over-recruited and the coach is seeing that there's no way to. So that goes on. That's been part of the landscape of business for a long time. And still, that's part of growing up too. You got to evaluate the landscape. You got to grow into being realistic about what's your best option, what are your opportunities. But leaving and then thinking because the system's changed a little bit that you've got an infinite clock to go back to college. I'm not rolling with that.
I hear you on that, Clark, and I agree. The only thing is that I feel like a lot of the impetus for the change or like the change of behavior and doing right, it's all the responsibility of the burden is always put on players. Like they never say, hey, coaches, you guys are running off guys. Why don't you have players that want to stay at your program? Why don't you create a program and an environment where these guys would actually want to stay and not transfer? Because there are schools where this doesn't go on.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And so that's the only thing I say. It's like we say, well, the players have to make all the adjustments and the coaches just get to be millionaires.
No, and I'm with you on that. I would love to see more restrictions placed on coaches other than buyouts. I would like. I mean, I would love to see that be a little more tilted.
Imagine you went to North Carolina State last year. You know what I'm saying? You like, Will Wade's here, man. I got a good situation coming. And then, a year later, that dude's he's high and dry.
He done bolted up. Yeah. No, I agree with you wholeheartedly in that regard. That's part of the reason I like the players now have the opportunity to transfer without penalty of sitting out. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think multiple times is the way to roll with it. That's all.
That's right.
Yeah, we saw guys that were going 4 schools in 4 years. I do feel like that has to get nipped in the bud at some point.
At some point, Tate, we're going to have a case study of what
Tate was just trying to fight me, man.
Yeah, well, I know you guys like to debate it. But at some point, we're going to have a case study around a number of these kids that have been in multiple schools. Some of them actually have graduated. Some of them have been graduate students. Right. Many of them have not been, though. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with those situations over time as you get more data with teams bound, because we know you lose credit hours every time you transfer. That's not going with you. So how many of those guys are actually going to get the part of the equation, a college degree that was the initial beginning of the relationship anyway?
Clark, I have a question for you to settle another debate that we've had on here. Okay. And so you've been
I apologize, Clark. We didn't know that you were going to be the arbiter here.
No, it's fine.
No, I'm fine.
When you have wisdom, you use it.
We need a third party, an objective, wise third party that can handle it, somebody who's experienced. So that's why I'm going to ask you, Clark, you've been in locker rooms a lot of your life. You know what I'm saying? You are a high school great. Your 51 points is still a state record for a championship game. You played at Ohio State. You played for the Pacers. You had kids that played in it. So you've been around the game for a long time. Is it really that unusual for athletes to occasionally tussle in the locker room when they're in a competitive environment? Because, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, it's weird that you all had fights and you tussled in your locker room.
No, it's a little more commonplace than you would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clark,
it's a little more commonplace.
Right.
Okay, Clark, let me ask you a question.
Testosterone flying around.
Thank you.
Somebody's feelings get hurt. Somebody doesn't want to be dismissed or thrown shade, and then hands drop and you got to tussle. So usually
Clark,
it's resolved pretty quick, though. That's the only thing. It's resolved pretty quick within a team environment. Okay.
Listen to the man.
I want to let you know. I want to let you know something, Clark. You're talking about something different. You're talking about a fight. What he's talking about is Joel played college football at TCU, and in his room 227.
Okay, no, hold on.
It was all the room. Hold on, wait a second. Guys would come to the room, and Joel would wrestle them for fun and for bonding. Clark is laughing because he realizes that ended up
that's not typical teammate behavior.
It was a challenge.
That's not typical, right? That's like Clark is talking about something. We see this. We know that happens. They fight, right? We know that happens.
Y'all didn't wrestle.
But what Joel is saying that people would come to his dorm room in room 227 and they would wrestle.
Oh,
Did you have a dorm room at Ohio State?
I do know of guys that actually enjoyed that. What Joel is talking about. I don't know how.
It's a couple on every team.
Yeah.
All right, man. You being homoerotic, dog. All right, I see you. All right.
No, there were some guys that wanted to try to grapple and show their manhood that way. Yeah, I mean, there were a few, but I don't know if it's as commonplace as tempers flaring and a fight breaking out.
Right.
A temporary one at that. So those are two different animals, but they both exist. To what degree depends on maybe where you are in terms of school and what part of the country you're in.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask a question that like everybody asks all the time. But you've covered the game for so long. You've seen so many great players come through. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. If you're going to make an unbeatable Final Four team made up of players that you've covered over the years, think about guys at different positions.
Damn.
Who would be your unbeatable Final Four team of college players? We're not talking about what these guys went on to do in the pros.
Gotcha.
Of guys that you've covered in college, who would be your unbeatable Final Four team?
Wow. Man, that's an amazing question, man. I've never thought about it from that standpoint.
Damn.
I would put a few names, and again, I'm just going to throw names out, whether these would be the composition of a team that would be TBD. But I think you've got to consider, and I'm going probably from 90 to present.
Okay.
I'm going.
So no Isaiah Thomas, no James.
Yeah, so no Isaiah, no Kareem,
those are guys, exactly.
No Derek Coleman.
No. I'm going just 90. That's 35 years.
Yeah.
36 years.
That's a whole generation.
That's like two generations.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm just going to go back there. And so obviously, I think you've got. I mean, Christian Laettner is in the conversation.
He's got to be on there.
Man.
More Final Fours.
I know Joe's gonna be there. He has.
But I was just like, is he said that? I'm thinking, man, he goes over Larry Johnson. Then
no. I wouldn't go. No. I'm actually going to that team too.
Okay.
And he would be my guy. Larry would be my guy of that group. I mean, Greg Anthony, but Larry would clearly be there. Larry would be there. I would probably, even though he wasn't a college tournament star, I would probably want AI in my mix too.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Point guard.
Okay. He was tough for Georgetown.
I would want that little dude, man. I would watch him. He was a different animal when he came on the scene. He was a big time football player, and he played, even though he was slight of body and frame, he played with the tenacity and aggressiveness of a football guy, and his speed was unbelievable.
Yeah,
the speed that he had.
A lot of people forget about his Georgetown days. A lot of people just think straight with Philly.
I was covering him. That dude was something to behold. I'd probably UConn. I'd probably have to go Ray Allen.
Okay.
I'd probably put Ray. He could.
They had a great matchup against each other once upon a time.
That's right.
Ray Allen.
I would probably go Ray at the two. Christians on the front line. I'm trying to think of a big guy in this time frame.
Well, you had Duncan in that time.
So you had Duncan in there.
Yeah,
you had O'Neal. You had O'Neal in there.
Yeah, it'd be hard to leave Shaq off. Be hard to leave Shaq off.
Okafor later on. You have Okafor later on.
Yeah. Then you got Jalen. You got the Fab
Anthony Davis,
Chris Webber. Anthony Davis was a monster. Hey, I'm gonna try to come up with one. Thanks for priming the pump. Thanks for priming. I'm gonna put that one before Charles and Kenny offset, and we're gonna come up with our top 7. Because you need 7 if you're gonna try to win.
Yeah. I like that.
7.
You need a top 7. You need 2 guys off the bench.
Can I make a? I always like to have. So nobody goes, as far as just being a dope basketball player, you can't go better than AI. But for that tournament, I always like that Jacques Vaughn, Mateen Cleaves, straight up,
a great
petty backcourt player that when you need Jalen Brunson, Tyus Anthony Cameron Dollar, guy who you just put the ball in his hand, Khalid Elamine, all of these guys, like these dependable guards that
rock
get you into
solid.
your offense. Yep. I love having a guy like that on the college team.
No, that's good, man. That's good. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna think that one through and see come up with a group, because that's a heck of a question. I've never thought about that.
I like that. I like that setup. Guys, anything else we have for Clark? I just got one last thing. Joel, unless you have another question.
No, you can go ahead. Yeah, I feel like I asked my crazy question. Well, no, go ahead. And I'll see if I feel like asking it after.
Well, this is a crazy thing, Clark. So Joel Anderson, who's been asking you questions today, he actually came up with Raise the Roof back in the 90s. A lot of people give credit to the Houston Comets, but Joel Anderson was actually the one to do it in Houston. So we like to ask our guests to always raise the roof on the way out, if you wouldn't mind. This is how we get it done.
Yeah, we get it started. Yeah,
raise
just like
the roof real quick. Just raise it up. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. You know, the double, yeah.
Clark.
Yeah.
Clark. So we invented that. So
yeah. I can't ask a question after that. That's
no, we got to stop right after that. That's the climax, right? That's the climax.
Right.
There it is. Clark Kellogg, thanks so much for joining Ring Your Tailgate. We appreciate you coming on the show. Good luck in the Final Four, and good luck handling Kenny and Chuck the rest of the way. I know that's hard work.
It is fun work. It is challenging at times, but it's great fun too, man. Appreciate you guys. Great to hang out with you.
All right, there you have it. Clark Kellogg. Shout out to Clark Kellogg. He played ball with us. He had fun. I appreciate him, hanging out with us. Obviously, busiest time of the year for Clark Kellogg. But Joel, you were saying you're a big fan of Clark Kellogg, right?
Oh yeah, man. I'm actually shocked that he had time to come on with us. Aren't you all a little bit? I mean,
shout out to Allison for getting the job done.
Did you just hear the name say Frazier? And Allison too, man.
Allison doesn't get enough credit for what has happened on Tailgate. Allison is invaluable to the team. Shout out to Allison, man.
Yeah. Also part of the Joel Army. She has announced her allegiance to the Joel Army. So it's good to have strength in numbers there. So you love to see that. Bill Bellamy, we're hoping to get that locked in soon. I know we promised that last week, but that will be coming at some point. Also, some other big names are on the list. And I know guests are always, interesting, but I think we've had some great guests. And I wanted to shout out Marcus Lattimore again. I've had so many people reach out just from in my, world down in North Carolina, South Carolina, that were just like, that was an amazing interview. And he was an amazing guy. So I wanted to give him some love. Let's do some headlines quickly in college football. Lane Kiffin, let's start here. Always a good headline to go for. A $40 million roster, Van. That is apparently what it is. It continues to move up. Eventually, we're going to get to the NFL, assessment here, where we have a roster that is over $100 million in college football. It seems like, but $40 million. It used to be $20 million was insane. Then $30 million was insane. Now we're at $40 million. Your thoughts on Lane?
How much did Van put on that? How much Van put on that?
Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
Big G's don't count each other's money out. You shouldn't.
Okay, my bad. I never got Ivy.
No pocket watching.
My bad.
You know what? So I actually have thoughts here. Obviously, you want the $40 million roster, right? I think we can all agree that you want to be resourced in a way that you can go out and essentially buy the best players. You want that, right? But it also puts pressure on you. Now, Ohio State was able to take a team and go win a national championship with a really expensive roster. Seen other teams that have been able to take really expensive rosters and take them and make deep playoff runs with them. But when you do that, there is also an extra added scrutiny that's on you. Right now, the Dodgers are playing in LA. They've gotten off to a really good start this season. And they have an insanely expensive roster. It's also bore fruit. They've won the last two World Series. They won a World Series back in 2020. It's kind of before they really start to spend like crazy money. But for Lane Kiffin, while it's awesome that they've been able to go get a lot of players to kind of turn the roster over and fill a lot of holes, there's also a lot more eyes on what's happening in Baton Rouge, not just from inside of LSU culture, but from outside too.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of money, man. And I guess as Van said, you'd rather have that money, have those resources to build that kind of a roster than not. But there's no way when that gets out, there's just no way to tamp down expectations. Like there's no way for Lane Kiffin to underachieve next year or to say, well, you know what, this is the first year of, my first year here. When they tell you $40 million, everybody has an unreasonable expectation of what that's supposed to look like.
Is it possible to, you mentioned underachieve, but is it possible to overachieve? Like, let's say Lane Kiffin gets him in the playoff and everyone's like, hey, man, that was a great first season for Lane Kiffin. We're off to the races. Or is it like, well, he was supposed to do that and we didn't win the national championship, so we're upset? That to me is kind of the question for this program.
To me, as an LSU fan, I think what people want is a return to college football relevance. And that relevance has to be rooted in something beyond the dysfunction of the program. I think that a playoff run right now for Lane Kiffin in year one would almost certainly satisfy the fan base.
Okay.
Right?
So wait,
Certainly.
9-3 would 9-3 and just missing the playoffs.
No.
Would that not?
No.
10-2 and losing the first round?
10-2 losing the first round depend on how you lost, who you lost to, like what happened.
Damn.
But like 10-2 getting into the playoffs, I think that of course there would be some people that would complain and say they should have done more, but you'd have to consider that it is the first season, that he did just get there.
I mean, I hear you, bro. You just said if the man doesn't make the playoffs next year with a team that was, hollowed out and had to get his coach fired, if they don't make the playoffs next year, which is really hard, people are going to be disappointed. That's just a really tough way. And again, I'm not saying that's fair or unfair, but if you're Lane Kiffin, that just is a really tough way to start your first year there. Like your first year, you're already under the gun, you know?
Well, I mean, the reality is this, and we've talked about this almost ad nauseum. You don't take a job at Oklahoma, LSU, USC. You don't take a job at Texas. You don't take a job at any of those schools, at Miami. You don't take those jobs if you're going to buckle under expectation. It makes no sense.
All those other schools.
It makes no sense to take a job at a place like that if expectation is going to scare you. It just doesn't. Then you stay at Ole Miss.
Oh, I hear you on that. And I mean, obviously, Lane Kiffin is made of something, made of steel in a way, right? Because he's willing to take that on and to deal with that pressure. But I'm just saying,
he almost enjoys the chaos. You know what I mean? Like, I think he likes being uncomfortable.
Do you think he enjoyed?
Seems to be his. I think he enjoyed
when he worked for Al Davis. I don't think he'll enjoy that. I don't think he's going to enjoy it if people start getting mad.
You wouldn't be doing TikToks with Livy Dunn and the Cavender twins if you didn't
I don't think he knows another way.
Chaos.
But I don't think he knows another way to do it, which is good. He has a method. He's confident in himself. He clearly thinks that they're going to be a good team. But all it takes is one injury, a couple of fumbles go the wrong way, or you miss a field goal, and you're 8-4. And the line between 8-4 and 10-2 is not that.
I just don't understand. This is of all the things that we talk about on the show, this is the thing that I most fundamentally don't understand. Okay. Yes, you're right. Unless your team is hyper dominant, you're always one bounce of the ball away from suffering a loss and having your season go off the rails. Or you're one win away. If your team doesn't have a good culture, or if you don't have good depth, whatever, it can always go off the rails. But this is college football, and what you're doing is legitimately chasing ghosts. You're in a program. That program has a tradition. The program has a history. The program has an expectation. The sport has a tradition, a culture, an expectation. And people are going out there and watching every Saturday to make memories that are going to last forever. Yeah, and they want people capable of making those memories. So like to say, hey, you might not be able to do this. What person in any sport, anywhere, in any competitive endeavor, anywhere that's been great goes, you know what? I might not be able to be. Like whoever has thought like that.
Because everybody understands context, man. And everybody would understand that saying if this guy doesn't go at least 10-2 and make it into the playoffs, and you have to go 10-2 at this point because nobody has made it with a worse record than that. This is the schedule you have to play next year. You open with Clemson. You're at Ole Miss. You got to play Texas A&M. You got to play you're at Auburn. Who knows what Auburn's going to be? Alabama, Texas,
but you say the conference sucks. But you said the conference
no,
sucks.
but I'm saying these are tough games.
Hold on. If the conference sucks, those are all winnable games.
That's a non sequitur.
Hold on.
That doesn't. No.
It's not. But
this is a tough schedule. When Florida played that schedule last year, I said that is a very difficult schedule. I didn't say that the conference sucks. I said that sometimes it could be a little overvalued.
Like what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, number one, all of those teams are beatable teams. There's no behemoth in the SEC.
Texas might be preseason number one.
And we saw what they were last year when they were preseason.
Yeah, right.
So, Texas A&M dotted that I last year. Ole Miss might be better than y'all. And y'all got to go to Ole Miss. That's 3 losses.
Ole Miss might be better. There could be.
Right.
But here is the reality. It exists in anything.
Yeah.
If you take a job at a high profile place, if this job is coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, manager of the New York Yankees, president of the United States of America, don't go for it if you can't deal with the motherfucking expectations.
No, this is silly because
you can't handle the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
If you can't handle it, then stay where you were before.
There's one way
no
that you
expectations.
can go. There's a world in which you can leave one school, go to a school that just fired its coach, still has a lot of talent, maybe it's underperformed in recent years, but keep expectations low and not. I don't know. I mean, again, $40 million roster says something else, and then Lane Kiffin will be like, well, we lost a lot of people, but we think we'll be a pretty good team. We'll have a chance. And then maybe you go 9-3 and people say, all right, well, whatever. But when you get out to $40 million and people are like, well, you got no excuses now, brother. I don't give a fuck what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Lane Kiffin won't be, excuse me, go ahead.
No. But what I'm just saying is that, again, I just think sometimes expectations can be out of the way. The kind of expectations you're talking about are the reason that schools are paying tens of millions of dollars in buyouts, because it's just not, I feel like those sort of expectations escalate all the turnover in college football, right? It's just like if
all
Lane
college
Kiffin,
sports, really.
Year one, not 10-2 in the playoffs, he's on the hot seat. He underachieved.
Nobody said that. Hold on.
Yeah, well, you said people will be disappointed. Well, you said people will be disappointed.
Right. So I never
with 10-2 and a play. No.
9-3. I didn't say that.
Like missing playoffs.
What I said was people will be disappointed. Lane Kiffin's not going to be on the hot seat if he goes 9-3.
That was an exaggeration.
Hold on.
Don't distract with that.
I'm just making. No, I'm not distracting. I'm saying the way that you just formed your argument was that the fact you said coaching turnover. Coaching turnover implies that in some way Lane Kiffin's job is going to be connected to him going 9-3. Lane Kiffin is not going to be on the hot seat. But what I'm saying is, in the game of high-level college football, in the game of high-level college sports, John Shire, right now from Duke, there are going to be people like in Duke, like in Durham, that go, you know what? He lost 2 years in a row with these massive leads in these really chokish ways, and we're not used to seeing that. And we have a standard here, even in the way we want to be entertained. And if that standard is you go to the Final Four, you're amongst the best teams, you lose there in a nail biter, maybe we can deal with that. Maybe what we can't deal with is 2 years in a row being up 15 at halftime and then losing like that. But I think it's just an odd thing, and I'm really trying to wrap my head around it, to not have a standard, to not have expectation.
No, you can have reasonable expectations. And I think a reasonable expectation would be a competitive team that it could be anywhere from 8-4 to higher than that, right?
But what I'm saying is, the more in anything, the more you spend on something and the more you invest, you've invested $100 million into the coach. Then you've taken the coach and you've given the coach a $40 million roster. You did not do that to go 8-4. And feel you did that to go for it all.
Your historical norm is 8-4. That's the thing, though. Like, the historical norm for LSU is 8-4, with some exceptions of like brilliance and like
all of that's fine. All of that's fine. But like, it is when it's not. All that's fine, right? And what if you want to outperform your historical norm? What if you want sustained excellence and dominance? It's just it's an odd thing. And to me, one thing that leads to coaching turnover to me is not necessarily the expectations of fan bases. the expectation of the fan bases is not what leads to coaching turnover to me and coaches being fired and stuff like that. I think there are a lot of guys out there coaching in various sports that don't know how to hit their own weight, that don't know what they're prepared for, that don't know how, like, it. So to me, the expectations of the fans are like, that's infinite. That's going to exist 20 years ago. It's going to exist. You want that because that means your program is competitive. You have great facilities. You're competing for recruits. Yeah. The expectations fuel all of that. The worst thing any program, anywhere, any fan base can have is apathy. Right. But sometimes the coaches, they don't know what they're getting into. There's no way that Billy Napier was prepared for the Florida job. If he was, he would not have insisted on play calling. He would have delegated more. He would have ran the ship down there like it was something that wasn't all about his cult of personality. He'd understood. And a lot of times, these guys don't do a self-scout of themselves and what they can achieve and what their limits are. Right? The fans, their limits and expectations, they stay the same. Those are the things that undergird the sport. That's why the big TV deals and all of that stuff happen. So either Lane Kiffin can do it or he can't.
Okay, here's the thing. Is what I'm saying. Most coaches are bound to be fired because most people are not good at this, and most people are impatient. Or a lot of that is a culture fit, or maybe something that they've had misfortune. Their quarterback, they never find the right quarterback. Guys get hurt. Whatever.
The Hugh Freeze excuse, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, most coaches are not going to end up and be Nick Saban. Most of them are going to be average guys or, whatever, right? Like most head coaching moves don't work out. Okay. And so that's the thing. It's just like, given that, it's okay to be like, yeah, I think that like for me at TCU, I think that we should be Big 12 championship competitive. Like, and so
you want the coach fired.
And then, I'm torn on that because I'm just like, I need to see.
Get the fuck out of here!
No,
you want the coach fired. You talk shit about the coach.
I've gotten more information about
people have reached out
about resources commitment and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like where it ranks.
But could a new coach get you more resources?
All of a sudden, you ended up in a league.
The coach. You diss the coach, do you not?
I'm not only with dumb person doesn't reconsider their information when you get new information. I'm not an idiot. Like I was like,
I like that. You're nimble.
You know what I'm saying? Like my understanding is that it could be Sonny Dykes. It could be Billy. Stop it. This could be.
Billy said this is a new Joel from the start of the episode.
No. What I'm saying. No. What I'm saying is that. It could be Sonny Dykes. It could be the lack of investment. All of a sudden, you're in a league where BYU and Texas Tech are spending an enormous amount of money that you haven't committed yet. Like you're trying to figure out if you've got that level of commitment, if you want to make that level of commitment. And so, like under that circumstance, I'm like, well, maybe 9-4 is the best we can do. Maybe my expectation has to be that, if they lose Sonny Dykes, maybe they get somebody else in and he's worse. You know what I'm saying? So until they make that, I would if again with TCU, I don't know what the commitment level is among alumni and resources and everything yet. And so I need more I need more data. We're in a new league and 9-4 isn't great, but I can live with that because I know what the historical norm at TCU has been. Like I want to see more.
Okay. Cool. Think about this though.
Yeah.
Think about how you felt when you didn't have all that information.
Oh yeah.
That you're in a unique position to get.
Yeah.
Right. The regular horned frog is not going to be able to make calls. They didn't play for TCU. They didn't work for ESPN. Their expectation has to do with their connection to the program culturally and what the football means to them. And so that person was you during the season when you, for whatever reason, I don't know what it was, continuously called out the coach of your program when no one even was bringing up TCU for any reason whatsoever.
Well, actually, they did play. They played one of the highest rated games of the year. I'm not even sure LSU played in a game higher rated than TCU this year. Oh, the season opener.
You know what
I'm saying?
Maybe not. Look at that.
Yeah, North Carolina TCU best game of the season.
That. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Look at that. The Jordan Bowl. Okay, so what I would say is like you have talked about this. You have been the people that you're talking about for whatever reason.
Well,
and
I mean, a lot of the same people. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
No.
I love that. I was trying to do headlines, and now we got a TCU LSU existential.
No, I mean the fight here.
These are my
like,
favorite debates.
A lot of the people that are in those chat rooms and stuff like that, unbeknownst to me, are people that are hot connected boosters. Like there's a lot of people. There's a lot of information I'm not privy to because I'm not on the board. And I mean, I know somebody on the board, but it ain't like I pump him for information or anything.
You're
and so
not a booster like Van.
I mean, I give money to the school, to the journalism department. It's
See?
The journalism department.
Me too, Joel.
I'm on the board of visitors at my school, and so that's.
I'm on the alumni board for the J School.
So there you go. Yeah, man, giving back. You know.
All right, just to let you guys know.
What are you doing this up? You know what I'm saying?
A lot.
You know what? I don't want to
No, a lot. No, a lot. Because y'all know this information. Yeah. But just to let you know, average viewers in 2025 for college football teams. Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Oklahoma, LSU at 6.42 million viewers per. So,
well, you were talking about nobody was talking about TCU. My response.
Hold on. Whoa, Daddy. You said
the big Monday game of the first week of the season.
Whoa.
A lot of people watch that game.
Father,
you said that nobody's talking about us. Nobody cared about us.
Father. So all I'm saying is this with TCU. Shout out to TCU, the Horned Frogs. What is it? This?
Yeah, that's right. That's the Horned Frogs.
Is this one?
Is this one? Yeah, you got the two fingers together. Come on, dog.
Neighborhood Horned Frogs. So shout out to them. But I actually do think that there have been times where there are always times where fan bases treat coaches poorly. They have too quick triggers with coaches. They don't let coaches get into their thing. And sometimes that actually bears fruit for a program where they stick with a coach for a long time. The guy figures it out, turns it around, and then you're good. I think in certain cases, you just got to know, if you're Lincoln Riley, you need to win next year.
Yeah.
You need to win. Like if you're Lincoln Riley, you need to
this to win
year 5. You need to beat UCLA. Yeah.
Yo, wait, what year is this for him out there? This will be year 5 coming up. So he's been there 4 years. I think that's a fair. That's a.
And he was the first Lane Kiffin contract. You know what I mean?
I think USC fans are definitely at a point right now where they should be like, "Hey, man, we need more." Something. Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, Lane Kiffin and Brian Kelly were almost in the exact same situation in terms of how their tenures went. Right.
Yeah.
Like you had both coaches did enough to make people go, "Oh, okay, cool," because we did get a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback during Brian Kelly's stretch. We got 10-win seasons. It wasn't like it was a complete, absolute dumpster fire mess. Yeah. But what became obvious to LSU fans, at least, is that there was some sort of disconnect from Brian Kelly's style of coaching and dominant football, and football that looked competitively inspired. And that is something, and you could make the argument that SC is good, but they're not that much different than what they were before he got there.
That's right. Yeah.
And you just don't pay $100 million for that. So Clay Helton was basically run out of town, and you look at some of the things that's going.
Yeah, same results.
For the same results. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing though, and you remember the last time Lane Kiffin faced a year where he had one of the largest rosters in the country, and it was like, man, you better make the playoffs this year, and he didn't make the playoffs that year. It was a 2024 Ole Miss team, but they had one of the highest paid rosters in college football and everything else, and it just didn't work out for them. So again, it's not. I understand that LSU thinks that this should be a great year, and it's reasonable to expect that all that money and with Lane Kiffin that you're going to be 10-2 or better. I get it. But again, that shit is really hard, bro. And I think LSU fans need to be prepared for the idea that it might not turn out that way. And I'm not saying that they're totally unreasonable, but I'm just saying that, like, it just seems like a tough situation to go into when everybody's talking about $40 million roster, $40 million roster. That's a lot of money. Better do something with it. It's just, that's not the way I would want to start my team.
Let's bring Billy on. He's got the top 100 watch games this season.
Why would anybody care about that list? Jesus.
Well, we just want to get context.
I started this conversation.
That's boring. I'm gonna if you're listening to this podcast right now, if Billy reads off to you ratings of college football games from the previous year. That is boring content, and I want to just stamp it as that right now.
Well, it's interesting that you should say that because I have a breakdown, and I think it became a TCU versus LSU thing, and who played in bigger games, who watched more, who cared more, or whatever. Okay. I will tell you that the program that appeared in the most of the 100 games was Alabama. They had 13 appearances in the top 100 watched games. Then there was some at 10, 9, 8. LSU came in, tied with Miami and Michigan at 7 games in the top 100 watched games. TCU.
Congratulations.
Well, hold on. TCU, aren't you curious to know how many of your games were in the top 100?
I'm, not really, but go ahead.
It was 2 games. You had 2 games in the top 100.
It's not bad.
The highest was TCU North Carolina that came in at number 50. The 50
number 50.
Game. Not bad. Wow. That's pretty good. It's a Monday. Most people don't watch
top 50.
You just said the opposite of that. You just
Joe,
said
we'll take it.
It's an unusual time to watch.
Joe, we'll take it. Top 50.
Yeah, we'll take it. I'm not having a problem with it, but you were starting to
hate. Hey, Billy, let me ask you a question. How many Colorado games are in there?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, I'll tell you the TCU.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
The other game was USC TCU, the Alamo Bowl, $4.9 million. All right, let's
see.
$4.9 million. Is there any other North Carolina games, Billy?
We won both.
One moment, please.
We'll do Colorado first.
This is interesting, huh? Yeah.
Now this is great content. Now,
how many FIU games made the top 100?
Well, I would think 0, but that's because they were watching the live stream where I was on. So
that's a fair point.
Split viewers.
Oh, that'll be even we do want a game this year. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I floated that out there to you guys. If you want me to continue to push that, I think I can pull some strings and get all of us on a broadcast if you want.
I would love it.
I would love it. That sounds fun. Would y'all tailgate? Would y'all listen to that? You know what I'm
saying? Gators, right in the comments. Yeah. Gators. I only see one Colorado game from this year. Georgia Tech, Colorado,
which was the first. That was the first Friday of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting?
What? It's already over. The people aren't as interested.
We haven't. We need to do a whole episode on the state of Colorado football.
Oh man,
yeah. What's going on with Coach Prime?
Like, what's going on with Coach Prime? What's happening now? Is there still the belief? Is there still the interest? Has Deion is so beloved? We love Deion. Has Deion's personal health journey sort of subtracted away from any expectations on the field because we're just happy to see Deion out there?
He lost his best player in the offseason, to Jordan Seaton, the tackle. He's at Oregon now, I think, right?
Yeah, and then he was talking about how it was basically like a circus of sorts at Colorado, and that he was happy to be at a real program.
Where did Jordan Seaton go?
I don't think he went to Oregon. I thought he went to the SEC. Did he go to Oregon?
Oh, that's right. He went to LSU. No. That's right.
Yeah, I was like, I thought he went to LSU.
$40 million. Hey man, I've got.
Where did he go? What happened?
Y'all spent the most money. That's great.
No. He's That's okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, hey man, I can't wait. Yeah, 10-2 or disappointment. It's good. It's gonna make the season amazing. Me too.
I can't wait for the season.
Too.
We'll put another route. I can do as much route work as possible until we get it right.
I'm excited for all the route work ahead.
What happened to the list, Billy?
North Carolina had 1 appearance as the game against TCU. This is according to footballscoop.com.
Okay.
But
So Colorado won. So Coach Prime and Bill Belichick, we thought were going to be 2 talking points.
Man, we really did.
They got nothing. And by all accounts, I've talked to sources on the ground. North Carolina will only be a bit better this season. So it will not be much better. So
wait,
it can't be much worse. So
okay, wait. Let me ask you this: if you guys went 6-6 next year and made a bowl game, would you be okay with that?
No.
Really?
I think it's. I think I think they're going to cash their checks, and then I think it's going to end.
Okay.
$10 million a year for 6 wins, Joel. That's not good.
Oh no, I mean I know, but it's just it's going to be tough to be much. I mean, we would be shocked if they ended up 8-4 or 9-3 next year.
If they went 9-3 next year, I would be beyond shocked.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
North Carolina?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be so happy.
Tremendous improvement.
Yeah. It would be a success.
Right.
Beyond.
It's just a given that we kind of go into this knowing, all right, that's it, Coach Belichick.
Well, I'll ask you, Joel, who's the quarterback in North Carolina?
Great. Oh, boy from West Carolina.
Apparently
Hitchens
not. Apparently it's his kid Billy Edwards, who's from Wisconsin. And
oh,
Maryland.
the Wisconsin kid. That's right.
Yeah, so like I don't have much. That's a middling ACC quarterback. So
where are you gonna find your 9 wins? You start out with TCU. We'll give you one there. ETSU.
Okay, all right.
I mean, that's an Ireland game. We'll probably be there, right? If I remember.
Yeah, no, we will be there for that.
Yeah, we gotta be at the pub there.
We're going to Ireland, guys. If you guys want to come out there and hang out with us, we're going to Ireland.
East Tennessee is next. That's probably a win. Clemson, maybe. Clemson win.
That's tough.
Unless Dabo's trying to give us one.
Yeah. Pitt.
Loss.
Yeah, man.
At Duke.
Loss.
Syracuse. Syracuse might be a loss.
Yeah, that might be a toss-up game. I'll give them 50-50 there.
Then you have Miami.
Loss.
At UConn.
Loss.
You can win. No, man, come on.
Tate, come on.
You don't think
we played UConn in a bowl game a couple years ago. Loss.
I mean, come on, man. That's different. They don't even have Jim Moore Jr. there anymore, bro. Come on.
Tate, y'all beat UConn.
Y'all beating UConn, man.
It's on the road. That's tough.
It's at East Hartford.
Yeah.
Versus Louisville.
Loss.
Yeah.
At Virginia.
Loss.
Then you host NC State. Did you have a single win on your schedule there, Tate?
I think they're winning 3 games based on that as you went through.
What were they? Eastern Tennessee, TCU?
Yeah, East Tennessee State, TCU.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And what's the other one?
Maybe Syracuse?
Maybe Syracuse. Yeah, 3.
Oof.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so really 2, you know what I'm saying? you know.
I think they shocked the world week 0 against TCU. Everybody's back on the bandwagon.
You don't believe that at all. You know that.
No Hoover? No Josh Hoover?
I mean, yeah, man. We got the kid from Harvard, man, Jaden Craig.
I know. That's who I wanted Carolina to get. That was my favorite portal quarterback. And
I almost kind of wonder if TCU got hip to him from listening to me, and they were like, "Shit, we might check this Harvard kid out."
I think we talked about it.
We talked about him in the midseason. We brought him up. You did, and I was wondering if they were just
you probably deserve credit for that until Heifetz takes it away.
It laughs about it in your face.
It laughs about it in your face.
I'm totally calm. It's not gonna work on me, brother.
I love that full circle there. I have one more
headline. What was the other headline?
Yeah, I got one more headline I wanted to hit. Division I NCAA announced Wednesday they approved major penalties, including head coach suspensions and football budget fines for programs that seek to circumvent the transfer portal by adding players outside the designated window. Again, this was the Ole Miss Clemson situation where he withdrew from Clemson, then signed with Ole Miss. Now, if you do that, withdraw from a school, bypass the portal window, the head coach will be suspended for 6 games, which equates to half of the regular season. That suspension includes a prohibition on all football activities, recruiting, and on-field coaching and administrative duties. So, Joel, you're laughing. Why is that funny? I think that's a good rule there.
I mean, bro, they're never going to enforce that rule. Nobody.
You don't think so?
I mean, you know what it would be?
They had to put this rule in. So Pete Golding, by this rule, Pete Golding would miss 6 games this year.
Let me look up the list of black head coaches in FBS football. Let me see which one is going to get fired or get suspended for 6 games for that. Mike Loxley and Fran Brown. You on the hot seat.
You talking Syracuse and Maryland?
They're gonna if they enforce that rule, it is going to be you, and you're gonna be the one to take the punishment for that. So be aware of it. But the thing is, the reason they have to make these rules is because they're the ones doing all that shady shit, man.
I think Dabo's the one that made this rule.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a Dabo rule, but they cannot afford to enforce it unless it's some poor, unfortunate black head coach who's going to get in trouble for doing what everybody else did.
God damn!
What?
So
did I make it bad? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you didn't make it. So no, I'm with it. So this rule is strictly for niggas.
I mean, it's what's the rule for Pooh? What was it? Was whole boy Pooh Richardson, or who was the Richardson that
Book
Arizona
Emmanuel Richardson, Book Richardson.
Yeah, Book Richardson, the poor assistant coach. You know,
super nice guy. Like he literally,
nice
he got the book thrown at him.
Sean Miller, man, he went on. He's fine.
Sean Miller's at Texas making millions of dollars, and Book Richardson can't get a job. That's crazy.
Bro, I'm just saying, man. I'm just the facts of the world is that black people tend to get policed a little bit harder. I hope that's not different. I hope it's not that's not a controversial statement. But there's sometimes
I don't think it is. It was interesting that we went from the rule and then it was like we're gonna fire a black coach with this rule. Like this rule was,
if they enforce
the black coach, we gave them the blueprint. To go get Fran Brown out of
Do you think they would do
Joel,
Dion?
why would you say that?
Do you think they would do Dion? You think they would go after Dion?
That feels like something that
bro.
Dion would try to.
Bro, if they would have fired Dion over some shit like that, there'll be a Black Lives Matter march. Bro, it don't matter. Dion got here's the thing. Dion got the culture, man. That's it. It's over. Fuck it. Stop doing it. Dion got the culture. Black people love Deion Sanders. Have you seen the conversations about Shedeur Sanders?
Oh yeah,
they just.
I hope he balls, man.
He's a Pro Bowler, Joel.
I know.
He went to the Pro Bowl.
Good for
him.
Went
to the Pro Bowl. Do you respect him for that? You respect him going to the Pro Bowl?
I respect that he has started. He's an NFL starter, and I look forward to seeing more.
I think the All-Pro is the real respect. The Pro Bowl, I mean, Mitch Trubisky was a Pro Bowler.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, I didn't make a Pro Bowl, so I try not to diss because that's obviously an impressive
never got there.
accomplishment. Never got there. But you know, I get it. Like Shedeur Sanders is a 5th round draft pick, man. The fact that he started. And
so was Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, did that. I mean, that's incredible. Like that's an amazing story to even get that far. So I don't want to throw hate on the brother, but like, yeah, I want to see more next year.
I mean, luckily his new head coach wants him to be the quarterback. So
and
said that he would have taken him in the 1st round. So I think that's encouraging. If you talk about like
man, but then when they were talking, but then they got Deshaun Watson coming back, saying that he's looking.
Come on, that's got to end at some point. Like
really,
this has gone on for too long.
I don't know, man. What if he can ball though?
He can't ball. I promise you that.
Not over, bro.
I promise you, he cannot. He cannot.
He might be healthy now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I still can't believe he got that deal. I mean, he was incredible at Clemson. He was a great quarterback at Clemson.
He was good. He was good at Houston.
Yeah. I was a Taj Boyd guy. I love Taj Boyd. Taj Boyd seemed like a better person too.
Shout out my dude Malik Sharif. That was his Taj was one of his clients, man. Him and EJ Manuel. Remember EJ Manuel?
EJ, I just went on the radio yesterday with EJ Manuel. I'm serious.
Okay,
talking about college basketball.
That's what's up, bro. Yeah, my boy Malik.
He really pressed me. He asked me who Carolina should hire, and then I gave like the political answer, and he was like, "But who do you want them to hire?" And I was like, "All right, EJ, good
okay, well, good. So I have to have you on the press box so people that listen to Tailgate. People listening to Tailgate tomorrow. Listen to Press Box tomorrow. I'm gonna have Bomani on for the first half of the show, and then Tate on the second half of the show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and
so we're going to talk.
So you need to think about. No, you're not going to be on at the same time.
No, I'm saying like we're both triangle affiliated. Yeah.
I like that.
My first job as an intern.
Triangle
radio show. Bomani was the radio show before me. So like Bomani would be walking out of the radio station. I'd be walking in as an intern.
Oh man, look at that, man.
Back in the day,
man, bringing y'all back. Man, I didn't even think about the North Carolina of it all.
Yeah, big fan of Bomani. Bomani's man.
Yeah, man. Big
shout out to Bo, man.
Yeah, shout out to Bo, man. So all right. Well, anyway, so when I ask you those questions tomorrow, I need to come up with something different because I don't want to ask you the same thing you've been asked everywhere else.
All right, I'll give you a rundown of what EJ Manuel asked me, and we'll figure it out. Shout out to him, Florida State quarterback. All right, anything else, guys? Any parting shots? Those are the 2 big headlines I wanted to hit. Van, anything from you for the people?
Hell nah, man. We raising the roof. We back. We got Clark Kellogg. We got LSU, TSU, TCU, Southern, all that shit.
We really covered it.
Oh, we went through the
Jay-Z,
fucking Tailgate. We up, baby. Jay-Z, the whole fucking 9. The Heifetz, the Daddy Heifetz, the whole 9.
Y'all should come on out when we, because I don't know. I've never golfed before. I just think it'd be fun. Y'all should come on out and golf with us.
Where are you playing golf is my question. I haven't heard about this.
He said that there's some good courses in Maryland. I'm unaware of this.
Oh, you're doing this in Maryland. I now it makes more sense. I thought this was like a LA. I was like, hold up, I'm getting offended right now.
No, bro. No, I mean, I've never even swung. I haven't swung a club since putt, man. So I have to start from the beginning.
maybe just find like a local range and just go hit some balls. You know,
I think that's what we would, something like that. You know, what I'm saying? Because he's a real friend. He's a real friend. That's right. We had a relationship before for all this.
You know what Tate just said? Tate just said, "Take your garbage ass out there."
Oh yeah. I'm not. We
go to Top Golf. Like Tate just said, "Man, you trying to actually play golf? You're gonna be holding people up. I'm trying to play through behind you. Take your garbage ass out to Top Golf and hits." And by the way, when we do come back, I submit right now, Top Golf, best way to have fun, hang out with your friends.
Really?
It's Top Golf is awesome, bro.
Oh man,
yeah, Top Golf in Vegas is
fails.
great. Yeah,
never had a bad time. Top Golf in Vegas used this.
Yeah, you turn up in Vegas. Yeah,
really?
Maybe we do that. Maybe we all go to Vegas.
Bowling, man. Do people still do bowling?
You know what?
I think bowling's having a good comeback. Yeah,
it is. But Top Golf is actually better.
Damn. Okay, that sounds exciting.
I like bowling too. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Shout out to Chris Paul. Chris Paul was like big bowler.
The big man, my sister, man, my sister and her husband, they're like serious bowlers. Like they go around the country and do bowling tournaments.
They got their own bowling ball.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh wow. Yeah, they really.
That's a different level.
Yeah, and I just was like, what a cool thing to be in as a couple, like to be into together as a couple, like they do. I was like, that whole book about bowling alone, about how like society had become fractured and people were losing connection with each other, whatever. They did a great documentary on it that I got to judge for the South by Southwest Festival.
Oh, that's cool. Very special.
Yeah, very special.
Your sister and the husband go around bowling, huh?
They go bowling, bro. And also, he was a part of a. I mean, this sounds crazy.
They got
like
gloves,
a motorcycle.
They got
gang.
their own bowling.
Like he
balls.
did. Like he was like a. What was the motor? Man, what are these motherfuckers called, dog? The Rum Runners or some shit like that. The Rum Runners, dog. No, is that a restaurant?
Well, it's giving Big Lebowski a little bit.
Yo, but they had
Billy's
saying it sounds like a swinging activity. He's saying it's
I'm about to say, bro, it sounds like some. It sounds like some eyes wide shut type of like.
See, y'all are nasty, dog. That's the thing. Not that I know. You know what though? But I don't have any judgment on the lifestyle. If that's the way you want to live, cool,
that's right.
Whatever. I don't believe that's what my sister is doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that's what they're in it for. They're in for the bowling. And also when he was the motorcycle shit, they went all around the country, bro. They'd be like, yo, we're gonna be in Washington State at the end of June or some shit like that.
So they dropped the motorcycling and now they're bowlers.
They were doing both for a time, but
oh wow.
They were doing both for without getting
bowling ball on a motorcycle seems
my brother-in-law was like the head.
Dicey.
Yeah.
No. My brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law was what?
He was the president of of this club. It's like because it's veterans affiliated or something. And veterans. For all those motherfuckers that think that I don't respect the American military, my family's military.
No, we support the military.
Yeah, we support the military here. So anyway. So the whole point of that was that, yeah, man, it just seems like a cool thing to be into, like bowling or golf. I wish I'd need to develop a hobby. Like, don't y'all think? Didn't that look cool? Wouldn't y'all want to develop? Well, Tate, you play golf, so you're already on that.
Yeah, shit. People ask my vice. It's golf. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's a fun thing to be able to do.
But that's like a lot of people that were like addicted to heroin, not to make this connection, but a lot of people that were like rockers that were like addicted to heroin, like they get into golf, you know, because it's like the same sort of like chase, you know.
I get it.
So
we might need to end the podcast.
What does Tiger Woods do then?
See, I knew that was coming. See, like I'm about to say, I knew that was coming. I knew that we might. That's what I said. We might need to.
So sad, man. I feel sorry for him, man. I really, my heart goes out to him, man. I feel sorry for him.
Seriously, yeah. I will say he was my hero. I wore a Stanford hat in 2005 to the U.S. Open, and I was like, man, Tiger's gonna see me, and he's gonna be like, yo, that's my guy right there. He walked.
Really?
He didn't care.
Man, I did not know Tiger Woods was your guy, man.
Yeah. No, I love Tiger. I mean, how could you not love Tiger? Even though I will say, when he went on Oprah back in the day and said he was like, I can't remember. Yeah, that kind of was wild. That was like, that was a tough moment. So, you know,
I never heard of a white person holding that against him before, but that's very evolved of you.
I just couldn't believe he said that.
Because a lot of black people have never forgiven him for that. Like,
I mean, rightfully so.
Straight up, my dad was out.
Yeah.
And he never got back
Some
in.
people never could,
My dad was out. He was like, what'd he say? I was like, what'd he say? He's like, he said he ablation with a cocker or something. But I'll tell you what he didn't say he was. I'll tell you what he didn't say he was. He didn't say he was no nigga. And he was out, never got back in.
Some people,
Well, you remember the first Nike commercial that Tiger ever did? It was like basically like showing like all the clubs he couldn't play at, you know? And it was it was like a great commercial. And then I don't know, I feel like his dad got out of his life, and then some of that stuff changed.
It's just man, that Wright Thompson profile on him that ran at ESPN when he turned 50.
Oh, Wright Thompson, what a man! What a guy! What a guy, Wright Thompson, man.
Yeah, man, he's a great writer, great dude. Yeah, man. Again, I'm inclined to feel sorry for people. Like that's kind of my orientation to the world. And I was like, damn, man, that seems like that sucks.
I feel for the human experience. Also, like fame just as tough to like everybody navigating fame is,
it's so disorienting.
A little bit. Yeah, right. From Judy Garland to Tiger Woods, all these people that had to deal with it. So.
I'm gonna ask Van a question and see if he agrees with me. Do you know who one of the most well-adjusted, formerly black celebrity but no longer celebrities is? I think, and you tell me if this sounds right. Jason Weaver.
Oh, man.
Every time I see him, I'm just like, man, he seems like just cool, totally a peace dude.
You must have heard me talking about this.
I did not. No, I have not. No.
You must have heard me talking about this. I support and protect Jason Weaver with every fiber of my being.
Really?
Jason Weaver is number one, a consummate professional, but like
Simba.
The Lion King, young Michael Jackson,
smart guy,
smart guy
was a banger of a show.
Smart guy,
yeah,
all of that. The Shy, and has like Jason Weaver. Jason Weaver came on the
Did he
Red
play
Pill
Michael
back in the
Jackson
day.
too when he was a kid? Yeah,
that's why. Yeah, Jason
he
came on back in the day. Jason Weaver didn't know that I knew, like, because Jason Weaver was with Tricky Stewart. And the Red Zone, like all of that stuff, like these guys that ended up working with the Dream, Tricky and all of these guys, these fucking guys. Yeah, Jason just is, I can't say enough about what an awesome guy Jason Weaver is. And I do this all the time when people think it's a bit, but it's almost like you had to have heard me say that. Because he is a fantastic dude, super talented, awesome, nice, amazing guy.
Yo, to almost kind of bring around, you know how we were talking about the like, black people know what's going on with Maya. Like she may have faded from Essence America, but and
I wasn't disrespecting Maya. I'm just saying when I was a kid, I loved Maya.
You fucked up.
We appreciate it. We understand you appreciate it. I'm gonna give you some grace, Tate. But Jason Weaver, man, like every time I see his clips, I'm like, man, he just seems like a really nice, well-adjusted guy that, like, totally comfortable in his skin, seems to be having a really good life. At least I hope he is. So yeah, I don't know why it just occurred to me. I was just like, I know Van got to know Jason Weaver. So
that's my guy, bro. Shout out to Jason. I like Jason Weaver, man. Always, man.
Chingy, One Call Away video.
Yeah,
that was a great moment.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I mean, the way he talked about making that money in perpetuity off of
One Call Away video.
Yeah,
only one call away.
He was on
like that shit, Tate.
Okay, Tate. We see you, dog.
I remember. Good times.
I actually had one other thing, but the show seems like it's a little too long. But it was going to be, I want Bruce Pearl to have to talk about the University of Illinois this weekend. That's all. You know what I'm saying? When he was being a snake and called it in and tried to get...
We should have asked Clark about working with Bruce, because he's got to do it with Bruce.
I didn't want to put him in an awkward position, but yeah.
Yeah.
He would have had to politic.
That wouldn't have been fair for him. But
he had a good time, though. I could see it. He was laughing when we were talking about tussling.
I think Clark liked us, man. I do.
Yeah, he said there's only a couple guys he knew on his teams that like to tussle like that. So
no,
you can read between the lines.
No, he got it. I gave you grace, man. See what happens. This is the Black American experience right here. She reach her hand out and he gets slapped away over and over again.
No,
I'll show you my hand.
I'm shaking hands. All right, there you have it. Ringer Tailgate. What a fun episode. Shout out to Clark Kellogg. Shout out to Billy Gill for coming on the show, having some fun with us. Shout out to everybody for hanging out. Shout out to all of our tailgaters. We appreciate everybody tuning in the show. Enjoy the Final Four, and we will see you all next Wednesday. Must be 21 or older and present in select states for Kansas and affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 and older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. For Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.